All right, everybody, we are coming to you once again live from the KCAL News Studios. Look at this incredible pursuit happening right now. Our Mike Rogers monitoring it from the desk. Mike, this is a stolen car pursuit, a stolen vehicle pursuit. Where is it?
So, right now we are in a riverbed. We're in the Rio Hondo River channel here, and it looks like he may be trying to get out. And Desmond Shaw is also live in SkyCal. Des, this is clearly a utility truck, and there you see some law enforcement officers on the bike path. I see a logo on the side of it. Do we know if this is an official county vehicle, or can you tell?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, he can't get into here. This is, wow. All right, looks like we're having communication issues with Desmond, but I don't know where this goes, Juan. This is a storm channel.
Yep.
And he's in there. Des, are you with us?
Oh, boy. Yeah, I got you. Boy, this is really wild. So we're in the San Gabriel River here, kind of in this little side channel where this person decided to take that's allegedly stolen vehicle in. And, yeah, a storm drain. I mean, that's probably – they're probably going to get that vehicle stuck in there. I mean, it's like widen out. I mean, we're way underground now at this point. That is a very, very desperate person. I mean, it could get so – in there that they might not even be able to open the doors to get out. I mean, they didn't have like that much clearance to get through that storm drain area. So we're south of Beverly Boulevard. I'll put up the street overlay here just to kind of give you an idea. So right off of the 605 freeway and the storm drain that is off of Bluff Road and Roosevelt Avenue. That's the last place that we saw this. And there was no one behind, no sheriff's deputies were behind the vehicle. They were following this from the air. It was kind of a short pursuit that they went into tracking mode very quickly because it sounds like it was pretty dangerous. There were some other people walking around in that wash as well as the driver was getting up to some pretty high speeds. So they are in there. I mean, that might kind of cut over to the Rio Hondo. I'm not sure, but you see some deputies beginning to pull up now here into the San Gabriel River kind of recreation area. This is a new one. I don't think I've ever seen anyone drive a full-size pickup truck up a storm drain like that, Mike and Juan.
Yeah, look, we're looking on the right side of your screen there, everybody. For those of you who just joined us, this is when Desmond got right above it. You can see how quickly and how fast this driver is going right there on the riverbed right there. It's one of those cemented riverbeds, as we know here in the LA area. And what's interesting, Mike, is whatever tunnel he went into, I mean, it was big enough to fit that truck. Now, whether or not he's going to pop out at some point, we really don't know.
Well, right, Juan, and as Des was pointing, I mean, these storm drains, yes, they come out and they're wide enough to fit the truck, but I don't believe that lasts for very long, right? Like, I don't know how far back into it he can get before the tunnel either narrows or it drops off or what have you. So I would find it unlikely that he can make it out another end. I would find it more likely that he'll have to reverse and try to get out, but even still, I mean, if you look at just the topography here, Des, look, I mean, the road flattens out almost immediately. So where does it go? I mean, you've got this other culvert where it comes down and you see the storm drain right through there to let it through, but does it go, I mean, does he go down? Does it, it can't go straight because obviously that land is kind of like flat there.
Or is he just holed up in there?
Or is he just stopped in there, right? I mean, that's the thing is sheriff's deputies will try to make it in there. Now, Des, do you remember the one we had where it was a motorcycle that did the same thing?
Possibly, vaguely.
Yeah. And he went in there too, and ultimately deputies flew a drone in there and couldn't find him. Now, certainly a motorcycle would be a lot easier to maneuver in a situation like that other than a full-size utility pickup truck. But, I mean, I can't – Des, is Airship looking on the other side to see if there's an exit for this, or are they just kind of in that same area?
No. Let me widen out. The last I saw, I think I just kind of saw him in this same area. They're probably going to start patrolling, but the deputies on the ground there, frankly, just look a little dumbfounded by this whole situation. I mean, that is just a really, really crazy maneuver. I mean, you could definitely get yourself into a pretty nasty spot. The deeper you go into one of those, obviously it's going to be pitch black, and it's only going to get smaller and more narrow as the deeper that suspect goes. So, I mean, what an incredibly risky thing all over a stolen vehicle pursuit here to go into the wash and then into that storm drain. Really, really crazy. Wish we had X-ray vision right now on SkyCal, but we don't have that technology yet. What are sheriffs going to do? And, very unfortunate for the owner of what looked like that work truck right there. So many stolen work trucks, it feels like these days. And another one here. And, hopefully they can recover it in one piece without a lot of damage. But really, really wild one here. Pico Rivera and the San Gabriel River.
And so scary too. I've taken some of those bike paths along the LA River, and I've seen a lot of homeless people use some of those cutouts as kind of a staging area, just a place where they leave their things. So hopefully that was not the case here, where this truck just basically barreled into this cutout here, and maybe hopefully there wasn't anybody inside. But right now we did see, Des was showing us, Mike, just a few seconds ago, those sheriff deputies kind of peeking into the, what can we call this? The cutout, the storm drain?
Yeah, to me it looks like a kind of a storm runoff, like where other ends of the river would meet here, and this eventually would head down to the ocean. So
now deputies are down there, huh?
Yeah. So it sounds like this may have started with Montebello PD, because I did see them down there as well, and then sheriffs got involved too. Now sheriffs, as you said, I think Desmond said, we went into surveillance mode, obviously, because they didn't really want to chase him through the river channel here. And now you've got these deputies coming back. Now the good news is they're bringing their car down here, and you can already see the light there, is they'll try to use some of their lights to shine through there and see if maybe you're right, if he got stuck or is only a couple of feet in, or where he might be inside of there. It's crazy to think how far this guy could have gotten in there, especially driving into a storm drain. Storm drains are obviously not meant for people or cars. So what's the dangers of being inside there? Is there a drop off? Is it, you get stuck very easily, you run into something? I mean, they're not designed for people. So it'll be interesting to see if they can see him. You see both the spotlights on the side, and then the floodlights on top as well. So hopefully we'll be able to figure out, if they have any eyes on him. Certainly I can't imagine they're going to want to drive in there and
oh, look, he's sticking his head out, Mike.
Yeah, so trying to see what they can see in there.
And they must know how deep the channel is right now for them to even risk their own vehicle driving it to this spot right here where they are, pointing those spotlights in. So the water, luckily, not too deep tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it's only thankfully we're not in any kind of storm season where the river would be a lot more full. But I mean, this would be. I would venture to guess that the deputies would not want to go in there. I mean, that just puts them at all kinds of risk. They also, we don't know how much they know about the suspect. Is the suspect armed? I mean, that puts them in a very, very tight quarters with that person. If they were to go back there. I also should tell you, we do have a call out to LA County Public Works. They're the ones that manage these channels. We'll try to figure out if they have any idea where that goes. Certainly, I'm sure the Sheriff's Department is trying to make some of those calls as well.
You can see how wide the channel is there, Mike, getting just the perspective of the officer's vehicle. I mean, it's almost like 3 cars wide. I'm guessing if it doesn't go too deep, they should have eyes on the truck right now, right?
Yeah, if the truck stopped, just out of our sight there, you would think in theory they would have eyes on it.
Yeah.
We have not heard that, but it looks like, so he's making some hand motion. See that? So I think he's saying it goes in and to the left. He was making kind of that hand motion. So who knows? And I just, there's also the interesting question of if the sheriffs know he went in there, is it now their responsibility to make sure he is safe and not putting himself in a situation where, he's stuck somewhere and
getting stuck in a chimney
needs
or something
help.
like that.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, just because he was a suspect, they were chasing him. If there's any reason for them to believe that he may be in danger, there's certainly an obligation for them to do their due diligence to make sure that he's not, or what have you. So. And
you kind of wonder, did he abandon the truck, and is he now trying to scale his way through the sewer systems, right?
And that would be terrible. And then you talk about, I mean, that would be such a nightmare if he was able to get out of the truck and he could pop out of a service hole, anywhere in that neighborhood. I mean, that would be nearly impossible to be able to deal with that.
We've seen too many movies, Mike. That's the problem. That's what I was thinking. He might be just on the run there in the city's sewer system.
Yeah, Des, is that airship still in that area?
Yeah, well, I just saw him just a couple of minutes ago. I was trying to tune in on the scanner if there was any new pertinent information, but I couldn't quite make anything out regarding this incident. I don't see the helicopter right now. Ask pilot out to the left. They said he left. Yeah. My pilot Chris let me know that they left. So, boy, just when you thought you've seen it all in Los Angeles, you see somebody, do almost like something out of that movie, The Italian Job, if you saw that, where they're driving little Mini Coopers through storm drains or something. Kind of reminded me of that. But that was a full-size pickup truck, and I'd just be really, really curious to see how they're going to pursue this person, or if they, abandon the vehicle and then crawled out the other side or what. But I mean, really, unless this person is, some master of the LA, sewer storm drain system, then who knows what kind of situation they could be getting themselves into. And potentially, life endangering situation, and pitch black darkness on top of all that, and filthy water, and just boy.
Well, there's filthy water, there's dangerous gases down there. It's not a good place to be.
And one really quick, I just wanted to give an update. We were going back and listening to some radio traffic. There were actually 2 people in the truck.
Okay.
So there was a driver and a passenger, and it sounds like they were able to get a pretty decent description on at least the driver. It sounds like somebody got a good eye on him. So
they're going in?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Going in.
There they go.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, we'll come back around here to the east side and see how far they're going to take it in there, but maybe uncharted territory for a LA County Sheriff's Deputy cruiser into a storm drain like that. Certainly the first time I've ever seen that happen.
Just when you think you've seen it all right, there's yet another twist on an LA pursuit.
I wonder what the radio signal's like down there when they go in. Yeah, Juan, I don't know if you remember this pre-pandemic, I think 2017, 2018, we had that teenage boy. Remember he was jumping on an old piece of plywood over near Griffith Park and fell through and ended up in the sewer system. They didn't find him until the next morning, and they found him actually stuck on a manhole on the 134 freeway.
Downstream, right?
Yeah, downstream. And so it's just crazy. I mean, the rescue operation that was underway for that was so significant. They had to go service hole by service hole. They sent cameras into there and actually were able to see his hands on the side of the pipe as he was being carried downstream.
Right.
So these things are very, very dangerous, not to mention the litany of shots and vaccines he had to get after that.
So is it going to turn into a pursuit suspect standoff, or is this going to turn into a rescue event?
Operation, right?
Right, a rescue operation.
Well, and they'll see, I mean, the sheriff's deputies that went in there, I'm truthfully a little bit surprised that they did, but they did. And we'll see how far in they go before they, kind of turn around and come back out. Are they going to get as far as the truck and find the truck abandoned and all kinds of things? I mean, certainly a weird position to be in.
And I'm guessing the only way out is to back out of that tunnel, right, Mike? I mean, there's no space to do a 3-point turn or just kind of turn the car around easily.
Yeah, I would assume so. I don't think it's wide enough to turn around. Des, what do you think?
No, certainly. I probably not for a,
right?
A big vehicle like that. No, I mean, maybe like a 25-point turn or something like that. But so now they're in there as well. I mean, they got those big spotlights. That's definitely beneficial. But how far do you take this thing? How far down do you go in there? And who knows what else is in there? Could be some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles down there somewhere. Pretty. This is just such a wild situation. What a gamble for this suspect to do this to get out of this pursuit. I mean, we've seen people drive in the wash and on these dirt roads and in the Whittier Narrows and everything, but never up a storm drain like this. So how this is going to turn out, I mean, how far, like I said, they're willing to go to apprehend this person for that vehicle that's I mean, I got to give them credit for even venturing into that abyss for a stolen vehicle.
No
I mean,
kidding.
we don't know anything about this being a violent known suspect or anything like that, but it's definitely some tenacity out of the sheriff's department to go in after that those 2 suspects inside of that vehicle.
And you kind of wonder, Mike, as Des was pointing out, just to the north of that tunnel there, how the ground slopes downward.
Right.
So, I mean, where else is there to go? And you were saying that you saw some hand motion where you think maybe the tunnel may turn to the left.
Yeah, it looked like
or?
when the deputy. So my guess is, so see right there where and Des, if you can go up a little bit. Oh, here comes another patrol car. But if you can go up a little bit and you see the path that crosses right there, I think the tunnel, because of the way the ground is sitting, my guess is it would bend to the left right there and kind of become, right along where
like
that
under the
bridge
road,
is.
right?
Right, because I can't imagine, it's not, the ground here is kind of dug out. So I would imagine it goes left and then kind of, I don't know if it goes through this neighborhood or where it goes. As far as you can see, there's no other, kind of river channel that it could connect with somewhere to the west, right?
Well, now, I mean, there's the Rio Hondo, but I'm not sure that that would connect with that far. Let's see if we look a little farther to the west, right here. Yeah, I mean, you can see just how it's. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's right there by any means. So as we go back here, we saw a couple of other cruisers coming up, and now are they going to go in there as well as backup, or just kind of stand by? And like you said, Mike, do they have radio communication? I mean, I would think now maybe they have like a clear line of sight with the vehicles outside of the storm drain there, so there should be some kind of communication. But yeah, what a wild series of events.
And making it even more dangerous, Mike, you said there are now 2 people in that car. So they're not only dealing with 1 person, but they've got to keep eyes on 2 people.
Yeah, they've got to keep eyes on 2 people. It sounds like they've got at least the description of the driver. So yeah, it was taken from, I'm sorry, I'm just reading some notes here from my colleague Angelina. It was taken from Pico Rivera yesterday, so that's when it was stolen. So what likely happened today is Montebello saw it, ran the plate, who knows how they came upon it, but then tried to stop it and it took off. Oh, here we're coming back out, Des. They're reversing out now.
Back
the truck, is that the truck?
Now,
no, that's the officer.
Oh, that's the officer. I just saw white, okay.
Yeah, so they're coming back out here after doing a little bit of recon work, and I'll just be curious to see if they found that truck abandoned or what the case is. But we don't see the suspect coming out. I mean, unless they went in and got him and put him in the back seat. But short of that, yeah, I mean that truck is still in there. And then how are we gonna get that truck out of there? Is there a tow truck driver that's gonna want to go in there? And I mean, just a bizarre operation, just so bizarre all the way around.
Mike, would you hear a code 4 if they did, either the guys took off, left, or
well, we
haven't heard anything yet?
No, I probably wouldn't, because they've done so. Los Angeles Sheriff's Department has a very strange radio system. Essentially, they have their tactical channels, which they recently encrypted against our strong objections. So I wouldn't. That's what the frequency that they have gone to. They're not on what's called the patch, where I would be able to hear everything the deputies are saying. So because they've dropped the patch, I likely won't be able to hear what they're saying. But I would guess, based on the motions, you saw those deputies when they came out, they kind of were talking to their partners and making some hand motions about where it might go. I wouldn't believe that they have the suspects, just kind of the way they were doing it. Who knows if they actually found the car back there, or if they went as far as they were comfortable with and then just kind of let it go. It's definitely hard to tell, but it looks like they're discussing it maybe with the partners in the car that's next to it. And then we'll see. I mean, it's very, very strange.
They were in there for a while, Mike,
yeah.
So they must have seen something, or at least gotten a good idea of what to do next. But again, they're not moving too quickly. They're kind of just circling around right now. So, where are these 2 suspects wanted in this stolen vehicle pursuit that we saw unfold here? We caught the very tail end of it. You're looking at it there on the right-hand side of your screen. Apparently 2 people inside that work truck, stolen from the Pico Rivera area. Apparently Montebello police today ran the plates. It pinged back as to a stolen truck report, and that is when this pursuit started. Mike, how they ended up in the channel, who the heck knows, right?
I'm trying to see where they entered it. I can tell by the tail of the sheriff's helicopter. It looks like looks like they were in it for quite a minute. I mean, they may have gotten on it around Peck and Durfee, and then we're kind of trailing it the whole time. They were on the bike path for a minute, and then before it looks like they got off the bike path over by maybe Rosemead and Gallatin, Rio Hondo, Sol Avenue, Rio de Sol Avenues, and then they came in through the river trail. The sheriff's helicopter coming back into the picture. Des, I don't know if they're chatting with you and seeing what they're doing, but these units also look like they're all kind of clearing. So I don't know if that's just going to be is what it is. What do you think, Des?
I think that may be it. I mean, it's, again, all this for a stolen vehicle. So, very unfortunate for, hopefully the owner of that truck can get it retrieved at some point. It doesn't have too much water damage. It was really flying through the water at one point. The helicopter looked like they went to go look in the vicinity of the Garvey Reservoir, actually, but then they just came back here. So it doesn't sound like they had any visual of that vehicle. And that's also quite a distance away from this, and hard to believe that the storm drain would be wide enough to carry a vehicle that far, especially a full-size pickup truck. So they are back over here, but boy, did the suspects really get away again this time?
Storm drain.
Seems like we've been seeing a lot of suspects get away, and this is a very unique one. But they are clearing the scene, and what the next step is anybody's guess. Sounds like.
And by now, right, we should have heard something, right? They should at least know, the deputies that are out there, either they've gotten their eyes on the truck or the truck is gone. Where are these suspects? We don't know, but we just haven't heard yet, right, Mike?
Yeah, we haven't heard. I mean, the fact that they're leaving would suggest to me that they're not concerned that they're going to come back out right there. So I would wonder if the deputies went in as far as they could go, and and either didn't find the truck, or I don't know, maybe they found it abandoned, though I think if they found it abandoned, they would probably try to pull it out or get a tow truck to come get it or something, and not just kind of abandon the scene here. So I would guess that those deputies went in as far as they were comfortable and found nothing, and that's it. So who knows if we'll hear about a call somewhere down the road that says we found that truck in the storm drain or it washed up somewhere.
Yeah, well, there's two curious people there still hanging out, Mike. They're waiting to see whether or not that truck's going to back out of that tunnel there. What's interesting, when we were showing our audience earlier what was going on, once the driver kind of got to that area, it looked like they were going to start turning around. They saw a sheriff's deputy unit kind of arrive. It looked like they were going to get away, and then all of a sudden it was almost like a last-minute decision to make their way into that, I keep calling it a tunnel, but basically a storm drain outlet onto the LA River there. Again, on the right side of your screen, this was the pursuit there. Mike, I guess, were there any deputies right behind them at this point, or was it all being done
from the air?
From the air.
Yeah, it was in surveillance mode because of the fact that they were driving in the river. The watch commander said, let's just have the the helicopter track it. And this was it. And you're right, Juan. I mean, it kind of looked like he just didn't really know where to go. I mean, as easy as it is to get in, it's not always as easy to get out of those river channels.
Yeah.
And especially, I think maybe it looks a little, easier when you're on the outside and you're looking down, and it may be harder to figure out an exit once you're in it, and maybe just trying to figure out how that was going to happen, and saw the storm drain and said, hey, let's try that. And it seemingly worked because there are no deputies here. Now, my colleague Angelina, speaking with the watch commander over at Pico Station, who is telling us that right now the deputies are checking to see if there are any exits anywhere else they could have popped out of in the truck or anything like that. And so far, though, I mean, it looks like the helicopter cleared the area. Those deputies cleared this area. So I'm sure they'll talk to County Public Works and try to figure out the mapping of the tunnel and where they may have come out. But at this point, it looks like, shockingly, they may have gotten away.
And incredible that County Public Works, they're the ones you said that manage the storm drains here, now getting a call from the Sheriff's Department trying to figure out, indeed, where could this truck have gone?
Yeah, it must be an interesting call. Hey, we lost a guy in your storm drain. Do you tell us where this goes?
Exactly. Well, Des, it looks like the scene has been cleared, right?
Yeah, it is completely cleared here, and yeah, like I said, whatever happens next is anyone's guess, but there's probably going to be a pretty extensive network for them to check. And they got a suspect description, and boy, hopefully they can get that vehicle out for that owner and find those suspects at some point. But it was at least the danger is over to the public, and they got to get that truck out before the rainy season. I mean, we still have several months before that happens, but yeah. What else can you say? Into a storm drain and into the darkness and into the wind, as the police say when a suspect gets away.
And really quick, Des, I just want to let our viewers know, we did talk to the watch commander over at Pico Station. Those deputies, when they went in, they did not find the suspect or the truck or anything. Now, they say they acknowledge they didn't go in super far because it's a deputy safety issue. But they did not, when they went into that tunnel, they did not see the truck at all.
This is like the Bat Cave. I mean, it's incredible, right, Des? I mean, this car went in there and it just disappeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, like a David Copper magic field trick. I mean, how far in did it go? And I mean, is it like lodged in there? I have to imagine that the channel narrows at some point, and then it would just, what if if they were going in there at 20, 30 miles an hour, and then they could get into a situation where the truck is so stuck, they could be trapped in there. We don't know how far that went. I mean, I find it highly unlikely that they just popped out the other side somewhere. I mean, I'm not an expert on these kind of storm drain systems or how they work, but I mean, this could have very feasibly ended very badly for these suspects. They could be in a real jam now, literally, or they could have popped out somewhere. But deputies are kind of done with it for now, and we get that truck at one point, and we'll just have to see if it turns up again at some point. I mean, they know it's a recorded stolen vehicle, so if it does miraculously come out somewhere, they will have that license plate as well, and hopefully it doesn't turn into another situation like this. But it's absolutely confounding.
Incredible. This only makes me just that more curious of the LA storm system and how it works and how big these tunnels are. Because, Mike, we see it when it rains. These flood channels get filled really quickly. They do their job. They keep, basically flash flooding incidents to a minimum for the city of Los Angeles. The LA River, built by the Army Corps of Engineers in I think the 1950s, a very long time ago, after a very significant flood that happened in the San Fernando Valley there. We're going to continue monitoring this story here. This is a pursuit of a stolen vehicle. As you saw here moments ago, this vehicle went into a tunnel there at the in the storm system, and basically after sheriff deputies went in, took a look, used their high beam spotlights, they basically came out saying that they did not have eyes on it, but as Mike was telling us, they did not go, they went as deep as they could to make sure that they were safe. All right, we're going to continue monitoring the situation here. We'll have the very latest for you coming up on KCAL News at 8.